A pleasant day, ladies and gentlemen. What we have here is a diorama modeling the geothermal power plant, and today I will discuss about what are the basic parts that a geothermal power plant has in order to generate electricity. Second, how does a geothermal power plant works? And third, what are the disadvantages and advantages of using the geothermal power plant as the source of our electricity? But before we go farther from the last questions I've mentioned earlier, let us first define what is a geothermal power plant. Geothermal power plants are used in order to generate electricity by the use of geothermal energy, such as Earth's internal thermal energy. The first picture only illustrates the different facilities within a geothermal power plant. The main components of a geothermal power plant in order to generate electricity are the steam turbine, generator, condenser, cooling tower, gas removal system, and the hydrogen sulfide abatement systems. A steam turbine is a machine which extracts thermal energy from pressurized steam and uses it to do mechanical work on a rotating output shaft. In electricity generation, a generator is a device that converts motive power into electrical power for use in an external circuit. A condenser is normally used in all geothermal power plants to increase the power by maximizing the pressure drop across the turbine. A cooling tower is an integrated part of any geothermal power plant because waste heat from exhaust turbine must be continuously rejected to make the plants work. A gas removal system is installed to prevent the increase in condenser pressure and decrease in power generation. A hydrogen sulfide abatement system is installed to release the harmful hydrogen sulfide gas in the power plant. Geothermal power plants uses heat from volcanic eruptions to boil water and to create steams that can power up a turbine. They actively move heat from the underground into an overlying structures in order to remove or to add heat to the structure. Before we jump up into conclusion, I have here 5 advantages and 5 disadvantages of having the geothermal power plant as our resources for electricity. 5 advantages of having the geothermal power plant as our resources for electricity generation. First, geothermal power plant is comparatively ecologically clean because it uses renewable resource with a constant supply. Second, geothermal power plant has more energy since it only uses a renewable resources. Third, geothermal power plants has stable prices since it only uses renewable resources for electricity generation and it doesn't use any fuel to operate. Fourth, geothermal power plants has low operating costs since it requires only a minimal maintenance. And lastly, number 5 is geothermal power plants has a permanent supply since it only uses a renewable and sustainable supply of energy. Geothermal power plant contributes to some ecological problem since liquids that are extracted from the earth during the drilling contains a large number of toxic chemicals and greenhouse gases. The drawback here is that geothermal power plants can only be installed in just a few countries because of their geological peculiarities. Third, geothermal power plants require significant investments for construction. Fourth, studies show that without careful management, geothermal tanks can be exhausted. Fifth and last, there are reasons to believe that geothermal structures have caused underground shakings around the world. In conclusion, geothermal power plants is highly profitable not only for the people's consumption but also for the economic growth of the country. But at the same time, geothermal power plants can also be harmful for each and one of us if it is poorly managed. That's all. and I hope you learned something from our discussion. And see you for next week.